Good morning. Today I want to look at Proverbs 21. Now, it'll be more of me reading the Bible today than me trying to explain anything because this is very self-explanatory. The subject is, are you seeking peace, wisdom, or direction in your daily life? This chapter has got great truths and it can transform your life too and point you towards the Lord Jesus if you don't know Him. It'll also help you walk as a believer to walk day by day. So it's Proverbs 21, and just before I read it, I want to say this. I remember a couple of years ago, I was giving a guy a lift, and this guy was much of an atheist, you know. I knew that. They knew me for years, and he was always, you could always say, Raymond, don't be preaching at me, or anything like that. But it was quite hostile towards the gospel, I would say. And I was amazed that we had to wait in the car for half an hour, 20 minutes, for somebody else came along. And he says, "He's still reading the Bible?" I says, "Yes." And I flicked the Bible. I says, "I've been reading Proverbs 21, and it's a great way to live your life and try to help you in life. And it talks about the human heart and gives you direction in your life." He says, "Go ahead and read that for me." And I said, "My, this guy's asking me to read from the Bible. And so I looked it up, and I was amazed that I never finished reading it. He says, "I am going to read that myself. That is good. I never thought stuff was like that in the Bible. So I'm going to read it, the different wee thoughts that was brought out here. And you'll find, oh goodness, that's me, or I need that. And it's a wonderful, wonderful book of Proverbs. But anyway, Proverbs 21. So just be reading today, and I hope it catches you. A king's heart is like streams of water in the Lord's hand. He directs it wherever he chooses. All of man's ways seem right to him, but the Lord evaluates the motives. Doing what is righteous and just is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. That's a good one. The lamp that guides the wicked, haughty eyes, and the arrogant heart is sin. The plans of the diligent certainly lead to profit, but anyone who is reckless certainly becomes poor. Making a fortune through a lying tongue is a vanishing mist, a pursuit to death. The violence of the wicked sweeps them away, because they refuse to listen to acts justly. They refuse to act justly. A guilty man's conduct is crooked, but the behaviour of the innocent is upright. And please don't be offended at this one, but I thought it was quite humorous. Better to live in the corner of a roof and to share a house with a nagging woman. A wicked person desires evil. He has no consideration for his neighbour. My. When a mocker is punished, the inexperienced becomes wise, and the one who teaches a wise man, he requires knowledge. The righteous one considers the house of the wicked, and he brings the wicked to ruin. The one who shouts his ears and cries to the poor, he himself will also call out and not be answered. A secret gift soothes anger, and a covenant bride faces rage. Justice execute is a joy to the righteous, but a terror to those who practice iniquity. A man who strays away from wisdom will come to rest in the assembly of the departed spirits. The one who loves pleasure will become a poor man, and whoever loves wine and oil will not get rich. The wicked are a ransom for the righteous, and the treacherous for the upright. There's another verse about different things, just humorous again. Better to live in the wilderness than with a nagging woman and a hot-tempered wife. You want to see the look I'm getting here now? Precious treasure and oil are in the dwelling of the wise person, but a foolish man consumes them. The one who pursues righteousness and faithful love will find righteousness and honour. That's a good one. A wise person, when up against a city of warriors, are brought down by its secure fortress. The one who guards his mouth and tongue keeps himself out of trouble. My, that's a real gem. The one who guards his mouth and tongue keeps himself out of trouble. The proud and arrogant person named mocker acts in an excess of pride. A slacker's craving will kill him because his hands refuse to work. He is filled with craving all day long, but the righteous gives and doesn't hold back. The sacrifice of a wicked person is detestable. How much more when he brings it to the ulterior motives. A lying person will perish, but one who listens will speak successfully. A wicked man puts on a bold face, but the upright man considers his ways. No wisdom, no understanding, and no counsel will prevail against the Lord. A horse is prepared for the day of battle, but victory comes from the Lord. Now I read that there to that guy that day, and I could see, wow, I must have a look at that. So I suggest you have a good look at that chapter. You'll find yourself, and you'll find what kind of heart you are too. Right, bye.